Right, this is Chris Wharton is attempting to describe and evaluate a talent development programme for Unit 20, Talent Identification and Development in Sport. Alright Chris, what is the development programme that you're going to talk about?
It's called Long-Term Athletic Development. It stands, it's short name LTAD. It's basically like a long-term development thing, program, which helps any kids, any ages, and any in any sport. Just helps them to develop. So they've got 7 stages. So.
Yeah. Alright, and so let's go through the stages then. So what's the first stage?
Active start.
Yeah.
You want to describe them more?
Yeah, you can talk about it.
So it's like when you age between 0 and 6, it's like 1 and 6. So children need to be introduced to the sport. So it helps with the skills, so social skills and coordinations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fundamentals.
Yeah.
Second stage. It's where you're between 6 and 9. It's a stage where you learn about all the fundamentals part, having fun and stuff like that. Helps with movement skills and builds your overall motor skills.
Yeah. So it's talking about stuff like ABCs and stuff like that. What's that?
What's that? I had it written down somewhere.
What are the fundamentals are then? What kind of movements will you be doing then?
Is that ABCs?
Yeah.
So it's agility, balance, coordination and speed.
Yeah. Good.
So examples TIG, stuff like that. It's they have to run around, agility.
Right. So why is it important to do that stage then? Why is that important?
Just so the kids get used to just having fun, just so it isn't about winning all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So why is it important to do those ABCs rather than just specialise in one sport?
Because that's the thing that you have to do. It's the bottom line. So if you do all that, then you've got basically everything you need to do all other sports and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
good. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right, move on to the next button.
Learn to train. It's when you age between 8 and 11. It's when you're learning the overall sport skills. For a full athlete, you need to make sure that you engage in loads of activities, and you play 2 to 3 sports a week, stuff like that.
Yeah. So why is it important to learn how to train then rather than just train really hard when you're 11 or 12?
Because you need to learn how to train right and do it properly, stuff like that. So you need to know why you're training and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So obviously if you don't know that, when it gets to the train to train, you won't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So,
right, we're on to the next bit.
Train to train is for 12 and 16-year-olds. Yeah. It helps the athlete learn to cope with the challenge of competition. So it's anything you're training to compete, not to compete, but training to perform well and do better.
Right, so if you were doing golf, would you start to learn the skills of golf then?
Yeah, well, I put you're learning how to swing your golf clubs and stuff. Then you have to learn angle of the club. It does different stuff. So yeah, it's just learning the specifics of skills.
Yeah, good. Right. Yeah. Next one.
Train to compete is when you're between the ages 16 and 18. In this stage, you can either choose to specialise in one sport or a bunch of sports. It can provide all year round high intensity and individual events stuff. So basically you're learning how to compete against other ones that are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you be learning stuff like tactics and things like that?
Yeah, so in football, learn how to do
formations
and then learn how you can get an advantage and stuff.
Yeah, so why is it important to start looking at tactics at those kind of stages rather than earlier on?
Because like 16 and 18, you're in that age where you remember stuff and you can do it as well. So if you like doing it, you're more likely to keep it in your mind and then go, I can do this, and put it into practice right there.
If you were younger, would you be able to understand it?
Probably not, because like, well, you're still growing for a start, so you might not be able to do some of the stuff.
True.
Like, you might not be mentally ready as well. So,
right, let's go on to the next stage.
So Train to Win, it's for 19 plus. It's for world class athletes. So they're looking to win competitions and games and stuff, and to be like top and stuff like that.
So what kind of things would they be looking at there then? Like, what's the difference between like a really top athlete and just that little bit extra, that elite athlete? What could it be? What could the difference be?
Having the ability, more ability, having like the mental.
So psychological is really important at that stage. What about like nutrition wise and things like that?
Yeah, they have to eat like healthily to get like, what's the word? To get better than the opposition.
Yeah, just getting the edge on it, so they'll be learning how to do that at that stage. Right.
So I got example of Tiger Woods for that, because he's obviously at the top of his game. So last stage I got is Active for Life. So it's for elderly people, retired, to keep involved in sport and to stay fit and healthy.
So we've talked a little about the different stages then. So the long-term athlete development plan's also about like peak height velocity. What's that about? And sort of like what stage does that come into it?
Comes in stage 3. So basically, it's like the coach needs to know like when they're growing. Like, so girls grow the quickest, so they need to know so they can do the right stuff with them.
Do the right skills and stuff like that. So why is that important? Why is it important to know how people are mature and things like that?
Because you're not going to have like someone really tall against someone really small in like games.
Could be, yeah. What about like the drills and stuff like that?
You'd have to change it so it's like people with the same height go together. Same ability, stuff like that. So.
Alright, so what are the strengths of that programme then?
Gets all ages involved, everyone involved in sport, so everyone can become fitter and get out with more stuff.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It targets everybody.
It's fun because it needs to be fun sport. Otherwise, you won't get people involved in it. You won't keep on.
Well, yeah, it's fun early on, isn't it? That's just trying to stress. It's fun early on, right? Yeah.
And like the set stages, so you know where you're at. So you can just come into a stage. You don't need to start from the beginning again.
Yeah. So does that help the coach then? Would that help a coach?
Yeah, because you know that you're targeting a specific age group. So that's all you have to do basically.
Okay. What about like weaknesses then?
For area, because it might not be in like an area near where you are, or for a specific sport as much. So like the bobsled.
Bobsled. Could be.
That was down in Nottingham or somewhere down there. It costs a lot of money, like to travel, to be involved in stuff like this. And also some people develop and mature faster than others. So they might be ready to go on to like train, but their age, they're down in learning to train.
So what about we need some more weaknesses here. So what about if a coach like yourself, like one day you could be at Crossbacks Primary doing year 3, and you're going to be doing fundamentals. And then in the afternoon you're at Yorkshire Academy doing cricket, doing training to compete. Do you think you have the knowledge to be able to do both of them easily enough?
Probably not, because like coach, you'd focus on like a specific area and work with like a specific group all the time.
Yeah.
But as a coach, you need to be able to do more than one.
Yeah.
Like work up, isn't it?
Yeah. So would it be easy to follow that plan though? Would it be all right to follow? Would it? You need quite a lot of knowledge for that.
I think it would be easy-ish.
Easy-ish.
Yeah.
Easy-ish. Would you be confident if you were sending people who work for you going to deliver that plan to people, or would they need training on it and stuff?
Yeah, they need training. So,
Yeah.
which is more money. And
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah, time as well.
Yeah.
People might not have time
Yeah.
to do any of it. So.
Yeah.